Hey there! Welcome back to the Mothcast, a podcast about video games and how a couple of moths feel about them. The game for episode 35 is called Gigabash, an arena brawler featuring kaiju of all flavors. Use your Giga energy to become an S-class monster while we get into the podcast. All right, so the game this week is called Gigabash.
Yeah, and it's a pretty goofy game.
Pretty
I'll be
goofy
honest.
game. Yeah, that was the first thing that I said was, wow, this game's a little goofy, huh?
Yeah,
It's got a bit of a sense of humor.
it is, but
It knows exactly what it is.
I mean that's fine. So the
No,
game's
we love that. We love that about
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Um,
That's a good thing.
Gigabash is a sort of, I guess you could say it's an arena brawler, huh?
It is an arena brawler.
An
It's
arena
like
brawler where you play as the kaiju, fighting other kaiju.
Yep.
There are lots of neat references in it. It actually has a remarkably robust, like, combo combat system in it.
Yeah, it really does.
And yeah, I found this one quite interesting. I'll be honest.
Yeah, it was very good. It was very well made in my opinion.
I don't think that the story mode was necessarily packaged in like day one.
Probably not.
It looks kind of like tacked on, or like bit of an
But, I mean,
afterthought. But
yeah, it
like,
does kind of, but like that's fine, I guess. It wasn't made to be a story game, clearly. But, like, they had
yeah,
to
but
do something, I guess, for,
they
like,
did
single
something.
player.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah. Okay. So the music in the game, it's, I guess you could say that it's like hype music, right?
Yeah,
Like
pretty much.
very triumphant. Like when you win, it's like do 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 do. You know, like that sort of
Yeah, that's
basically.
Indiana Jones, but that's fine.
I want to
But
say
yeah,
like during the different fights that you do, like the different kaiju, you're it's a lot more hype,
yeah,
like more rock y instead of
like
just like.
rock music or, stuff like that. But definitely, like, hype where it, like, it gets you pumped to fight or, exciting music,
Yeah,
etcetera.
I guess exciting music would be the correct description. Very appropriate.
Yeah,
Was there
well,
voice acting in this game? There was, right? Quite a bit actually.
was there?
Unless there wasn't.
I don't
Was
think
there?
so. Uh-uh. No, there wasn't.
Am I crazy? Am I misremembering? I
Yeah,
literally
you
just played
are.
this game.
I also
I mean, you
just played it.
literally just played this game, but like I just played it like
Pretty sure there
a
wasn't.
few days earlier. Um okay, well, maybe there isn't. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm misremembering. I'm remembering something else completely different. Um yeah, I mean,
No, there's
the the kaiju monster noises are all like kaiju monster noises.
yeah, of course.
I think the part of the game that I enjoyed the most when it came to like sound design was the Yeti campaign, because it's
Yeah.
like a mock David Attenborough, like, and here we see the Yeti in its normal and natural habitat. Do 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 do, and then like a huge brawl
Mhm.
breaks out between the like massive, like 5-story tall Yeti and like this like creature with giant arms. Like it's it's very funny because yeah, normally the like David Attenborough nature documentary type things are much more chill and have less explosions and building
Yeah.
destructions and you know, things being thrown at other things. But Yeah, I mean, other than that, I don't really know how much there is to say about like the music per
Oh, the
se.
sound.
The sound is serviceable, like chunky, like
Yeah. I
smacking
mean, it's
animations, good explosion noises. Um,
like kaiju's walking, picking up shit,
yeah, nice stomping
stuff.
sounds.
Sorry, stomping, explosions, beating the crap out of each other.
Yeah, yeah. It all sounds exactly how you would expect it to for a video game. Obviously, if it was happening in real life, we would all be deaf.
Oh, of course.
I suppose a building falling down is probably not very quiet. Um, uh, the graphics in this game are also, I don't like, they're not bad by any
No,
means. They're great.
they're new.
They're very
They're
stylistic though. They're very
they
like
are even.
cartoony almost.
It's like a 3D, like cartoony 3D animation, but also there's in like a lot of the cutscenes there's like drawn art.
Yeah, yeah, the 2D like illustration stuff.
Yeah, which I thought was really cool, and they also like what's the word, like not transform, they like go between the 2D to the 3D really smoothly too.
Yeah,
Like they um what's the
the
word,
transition.
transition, that's the one,
Yeah.
when during the cutscenes.
Well, yeah, because it's not like 2D animation. That's one thing to
No, no,
note is
it's
it's
like
like still images. So, um, it's like I guess multiple still images to still illustrate like some kind of movement or something similar, but not like actual animation.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, like if you've ever seen like old Ultraman shows or any of these like old kaiju like Godzilla style things, it's like definitely just as cartoony and like ridiculous as
Yeah, yeah.
those but like those shows tended to, whenever like things got serious, the like animation gets like way more serious and like jagged and like, oh, like shit is hitting the fan right now. Look at how much shit that has hit this fan. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. It's like, no, they didn't really do that. They just kind of like, all right, we just got bigger. Now punch each other
Get
again.
bigger, just
Like,
punch each other harder, yeah,
yeah.
easy.
Um, but yeah, no like visual complaints, no like visual hiccups. My game crashed a few times actually.
Oh, really? Mine didn't
Um,
crash any at
I
all.
don't know if it was due to the graphics. I didn't really have any like graphical hiccups, but like
Maybe it was because of OBS.
maybe I don't know. But yeah, it was definitely annoying because I was one of the times that it crashed. I was at like the final boss of
Oh,
the
yeah.
final campaign, and I'm like, oh, and like I had already beaten like 1.5 phases, so I had to do it all
Mm,
again.
mhm,
Like,
that sucks.
oh,
That boss was
ah.
a pain.
But yeah, no, I mean, uh, I'd say that one thing that like games like this really need to like get right, because it is an arena brawler with like some amount of verticality, because like you can jump on top of buildings and like knock them down, and like sometimes some buildings are higher than others, and like if you throw something low and the enemy jumps, they jump over it.
Yeah,
um
yeah. The thing though was, you had to know what you were picking up. That's the
well,
thing.
I'm more saying like it is, I want to give this game like special props because like there was basically no confusion when a thing happened, like where it was in perspective to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if it was high, you could tell that it was high up. If it was low, you could pretty well tell that it was low.
Yep.
Um which is, like I said, it's pretty important for games like this to have those like particular, like very specific animations ironed out, because I mean, like we said, the single player is kind of it's kind of a tack on this game. It's mostly PvP. Strange that we reviewed it honestly. But it's mostly a PvP game, an online PvP game. So, it's good. It's very, very well, like, things are well telegraphed. You can see things ahead of time. They're all very, very nice and neat, and
Yeah,
you can tell them so that there's actual counterplay.
actual counterplay, as you would a fighting game,
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
blocks,
That's what I'm
blocks,
getting at.
dashes, etc. Heavy attacks, light attacks,
Right.
you
And
know.
yeah, I mean, like, you ask any person that plays like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat or any of
or
these
like
like
or
competitive
Tekken
fighting
or
games,
something.
yeah, Tekken, and like that's what makes those games tick, is that there's some kind of uh predictability that
Mhm.
allows for like layers upon layers of feints and, you know, getting people to fall into a pattern so that you can break that pattern and then,
Yeah,
one up them. And like, you can do that only with telegraphing your moves and like, you know, that sort of thing. Like, a lot of those games are much more like combo based. This game is like, you hit somebody, they go flying.
pretty
um,
much.
like, there's not a whole lot of comboing that you can do except for with the characters that have like
I
projectiles.
I don't know, you
But
definitely can.
yeah, it depends. It definitely depends on what character you're using, because like, there was a few characters where I was just kind of like, well, I'm just gonna spam this move over and over again because it works.
Yeah, pretty much.
um, and by works I mean like, I don't need to be near you. You die, I laugh at you, basically. Um, and we'll go over that in the gameplay section, because yeah. Um, anything else like positive or negative you got to say about this graphics section? Because
No, I
I'm
think it
ready to
looks
ship
great.
it.
Like, um, all the like models for the kaijus are really good.
Yeah, they're all super distinct too, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, they're all distinct, they're all unique, you
They're
know.
all not completely like 100% ripoffs of of like
Definitely not.
Godzilla. Like,
Actually, no.
that's what I mean. I'm being serious. I'm not being sarcastic. Like, I'll
Mm,
laugh at like Gigaman, because he's
we'll laugh at
basically
Gigaman because it's
like,
Ultraman
yeah, it's
100%.
Ultraman, but like
But
gray
Giga.
value. Like, it's funny, but that's kind of the point.
Yeah, yeah,
Um
that was the point of the Gigaman, but, like, all the others are, like, there's not very much, like, that are can be considered, you know, Godzilla.
Yeah, maybe the first guy that you play, but even then, not really.
No, not
He's not
even.
even a lizard. So,
He's not a
um,
lizard, he's like a volcano beast or
there
something.
is a chance that any and all, maybe even all of the characters are from something or are inspired by something. Because I am
Maybe.
by no means am I an expert on
No,
any
me
like
neither.
kaiju anything. Um, the only ones that I know are like Godzilla, and like sometimes
Like,
Ultraman pops in and fights him. Like,
I mean, there's monsters in the Godzilla, like, obviously King Kong.
I mean,
Um,
I'm pretty sure that's like a pretty recent thing. But anyway, yeah, yeah, continue.
uh, what's the dragon's name? Like,
Uh, I don't know.
there's like a big dragon, I thought.
I do not know. All I know is that when I was very young, uh, we acquired a Super Nintendo from a cousin, and the Super Nintendo
Ghidorah.
that we were given, it came with 4 games. One of those games was Ultraman. It was one of the only games that worked
Oh,
on it,
really?
because, like, if you don't know the Super Nintendo, like, there was 2 versions of it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
they
the Super
printed,
Famicom and then
yeah,
the Super Nintendo.
they printed Super Nintendo games that worked in one but not the others, and then ones that worked in both for some reason. I don't know
Yeah.
why. Just formatting, I guess. And so like, we had, I think it was like 6 game cartridges, but like 2 of them didn't work.
Mm.
in the game that we or in the system that we got until our older brother purchased like the newer better Super Nintendo Nintendo um and yeah, so but Ultraman was one of those played it a little, and I was really bad at it because it was nothing like Street Fighter, which was one of the other games that was, playable. Um, and holy crap, man, I hated Ultraman. It was terrible. It was the worst game I'd ever played because, like if I'm remembering correctly, it is um like a fighting game, but only sometimes. There's this overworld section where you have to like stop them from knocking down so many buildings, and then you get
Yeah.
into a fight with them, and you don't like finish them off, right? You have to like fight them until they give up, and then they run away to try to knock down more buildings, and you got to stop them again, and then like they power up, and you got to power up to meet them, and then like once you get to the like third stage, then you can fight them and then beat them. But then
Yeah.
you could only fight them and beat them by doing a super special move that was never explained in the gameplay, and I didn't know because I was like 8, and like that was the only way you could finish off these like Godzilla creatures. And I was
Yeah.
like, this game is dumb. I'm gonna go play Mario because at
Yeah,
least
Mario.
Jumpman will never forsake me.
Yeah, true.
And then I also, I had to go play Street Fighter 2 Turbo because, that like
Yeah.
what is harder than like picking Ryu and just like kicking people to death? Like, come on.
Yeah, easy.
It's easy. It was way easy. Ultraman, hard. I don't like that. I gotta do something else. Yeah. That's my experience with Ultraman. I know that it's like super popular. There are like tons of Ultraman games throughout the years. I just like I'm not the person that played it as a kid and was like, oh my god, Ultraman, whoa, like, nah, not me.
No, I never even played it. This was too far back for me.
Yeah, I literally, I clicked Ultraman and on Wikipedia, and the Ultraman like game list is so stupid long, like holy
Yeah, I'm
shit.
not surprised.
Like they started making games in 1984, right? And then 1987 is the first one of the Famicom Disk System. And then you scroll down, and it's like Super Famicom, Game Boy, Super Nintendo, Game Boy, arcade, and then like it levels up to like Super Nintendo, and then it just goes from there. Sega Saturn, PlayStation. Oh wow, oh my god, they like so many on each system. Like they just pump these things out, man. But anyway, Gigabash is technically on there because you can buy Ultraman in the shop. He is an actual character. I don't know. I don't really see. He's not in the single player, so he doesn't really matter. Anyway,
You even need to be in this game. You can get Gigaman.
Yeah, I mean, Gigaman's fine. He's just a little chunky, whatever. He's a little thick. Yeah. So the story in this game is divided up into, I think it's 4 sections, 4 little individual
like stories of the
campaigns.
Some of the kaijus.
Yeah, so the first one is the volcanic monster with the big arms that Tim talked about earlier. I don't remember his name. It's something completely unintelligible, but I think that's the point.
Gorogong.
Yeah, great. So you play as him. His power is like literally the most simple thing in the world. You just punch people.
Literally punch.
Yeah, his power, his magical power is punching, which is hilarious because yeah. So the idea behind his story is like he was awoken by the humans who took a like some stone artifact thing out from where it should be,
Yeah.
and that woke him up because he's like, wait a minute, no, that's mine. It's like giving him his power. Um, and he like wakes up and he's like going to go and make sure that he gets his little artifact back. He's like punching through multiple.
Yeah, like multiple buildings and like shields and shit,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah. And you gotta like fight off tanks and like rocket launchers and like big rockets, like basically nukes, nuke level things.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you fight off these, you get into the city where the I guess it's just a relic. I don't know. I don't really remember what it exactly is. All I know is that it was like high in giga power or whatever the hell it was called.
Yeah, the stone is like giga. It was like a giga power
energy
artifact,
or something.
Giga energy, something like that.
And so you're like going after it, and you get in there and you fight off. You have to fight. I want to say you have to fight the who was it first? The alien?
The Pipidurus.
Pipidurus.
Like alien thing.
Yeah, because he's like mind controlled by the humans. They're like, send in the other kaiju to fight the kaiju. So it'll be a kaiju on kaiju action. And so you fight him. You punch his face off. His little mind control mask falls off, and he goes, oh my God, what am I doing? And he leaves. And so you're like, all right. And then the mech boy, the big mech, Thundertross, he pops in with his little like kid controlling him, and like he's got his big sword and his big shoulder blades, and he's got like all kinds of like cool mecha type shit going on. And you're like, all right, well, just punch him too, like whatever. I'm pretty sure Gigaman shows up too, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and so you have to fight both of them at once, which is like really annoying.
It is very annoying.
That this is a consistent.
Actually, no, I think that's in the next campaign that you fight both of them.
Is it?
Yeah.
You only fight Thundertross in the first one by himself?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Okay. So you fight Thundertross because each campaign features its own double battle. But this is not his double battle. That the Gigaman plus Thundertross is not the Gorogrong, whatever the hell his name is.
Gorogrong.
His double battle is something completely different. How could I even mix them up? That's crazy. So you beat up Thundertross, he goes flying. Oh no. You get your little energy crystal back, and you take it back to the place where you came from, which is inhabited by these like native peoples who like worship you as a god because you know you are. But then as soon as you get there, you're confronted by
these other
these other things
are also revered as gods.
Yeah, and it's a funny moment because like their cultists are like, no, mine is gonna be the best person. And the other person's like, no, mine is gonna be the king of all kaiju. And the first one is the flower chick. Mm-hmm. I don't remember. Is it Rohana? I believe it is.
Rohana.
I'm looking at the list of characters here, the base roster. Rohana is the ancient monarch of Tarabak, and she's a big rose lady. She's made out of thorns and roses and like vines. Pretty cool character, if I'm honest. I really like her in general. Really annoying to fight. Very annoying.
Yeah, very annoying to fight.
And so you fight her, and she's like, I'm not gonna give up. And then all of a sudden, a freaking
like snail.
Yeah, a freaking snail with a skull on its snail thingy, on its snail shell, like comes out of nowhere and like kicks your ass, and you're like, all right, well, I've got to fight them both, I guess. But it's not really a 1v2. It's more of a like 1v1v1.
Kinda.
Well, yeah, I mean, much more than like all the other ones, right? Because like, I don't know about you, but I kind of just like let them kill each other for a while, and then I came in and
I didn't.
Got a bunch of free kills at the end.
I messed them both up.
and then yeah, you fight both of them, and then once you're done with them, like your cultists, their cultists both join you and are like, go Gorgong, yeah, he's our king, he's gonna defeat everybody. And
They
then
like join forces to worship you, and then the third one comes out, and it's like, uh, our King Gorogong's gonna fight you, and then the other guys are like, "Ha! You're no match for King. What is it, Rawa?"
I think it's Rawa, yeah. He's the extinction dragon, the literal dragon.
Because I'm pretty sure at one point the like relic fell in the water, and that's where it went. Rawa like grabbed it and took it home.
What a jerk.
Yeah.
It's actually funny because apparently Rawa is supposed to be the like stand-in character for Godzilla.
Godzilla or King Ghidorah?
For Godzilla, according to
Okay.
this wiki. So I don't know, whatever. One of his taunts apparently references Godzilla.
There's taunts.
Yeah, I don't know how to do them. They never. There's probably a button on the controller that you just click or something and it happens. I don't know. I didn't really care. I was busy punching people in the face. Let's see here. Yeah, and so he's the final boss of that campaign, if I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
and what a fucking pain in the ass final boss it was.
What, you didn't like
So
him?
hard.
What, he
It
was
was
hard for you?
hard.
Really? Are you
Yeah,
serious?
he was hard.
You want to know how to beat him? Really easy? If you ever play this game again, you just punch him, dude.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
did
even being
that, and,
sarcastic.
like, but like the thing is like he was like two-shotting me somehow.
Oh yeah, no, he absolutely was doing that. Like especially when he powers up, if you don't get any energy, yeah, he'll just destroy you. No, I
Yeah,
mean
he
like
just two shots me. He would like literally combo me. He would knock me into the air, and I can't do anything while I'm in the air. And then he would just like do it again while I'm in the air.
So here's the thing. He has like a wind up attack where he like charges forward and it does a bunch of damage and throws you across the arena, and like you're like, it's destroyed me. If you just punch him with your just like basic punch, like not even a charge punch, not a jump punch, just a regular on the ground punch.
I know, but
It
he
just
would then also always be faster too, and just like throw me across the arena.
you'll have to go back and rewatch the footage that I post because it's really stupid. I just punched him, and then
No,
once he starts blocking,
he was hard.
once he starts blocking, you grab him and throw him, and then you like run over there, and then you punch him, and you keep doing that, and you rinse and repeat until he dies. Like I was like, this is so stupid. I think we might have different things that we find hard in this game in particular. Cause like I just hit stuff like I don't know. Anyway, so that happens, and then what we didn't mention is that like at some point the native humans that worshipped us that weren't cultists, we like made friends with the princess of theirs, and in order to like save her people, once we defeated the extinction dragon, she basically like walked Gorogong into the volcano.
It's like the history of the island.
Yeah, and like
people.
both of them jump into the active volcano, and it's like, oh, she just like, yeah, okay, she's just gone now. R.I.P.
Yeah.
Like, whoops. Oh well, sorry. I guess you gave your life for a good cause. I don't think Gorogong's like gonna die from that. He's fine. He looks like he's
that
made
wasn't
of
the point.
lava.
It was just like I'm pretty sure just to like save her people.
Yeah, no, I know, but it's just funny. I was just like, okay. But anyway, so that concludes Gorogong's campaign, his like tiny story, because it's only like 5 missions. There's only like 5 levels in each thing, so it's not a lot, but it's some. the next campaign is Pippajuras, the guy who you fought first or second, probably first. The first other kaiju that you fight. You take over his perspective after you knocked his little mask off, his little mind control spot off, and you play as him, who's going back to the lab where he was like mind controlled in the first place to like knock everything over, just destroy everything. Which I thought was like quite good. I was like, oh good, all right, perfect. We're gonna fight some humans. I'm pretty sure that we only fight. I thought it would be a lot more, but I know this is the time when you do double battle Thundertross and Gigaman.
Yeah.
That's his double up. So I don't remember what the first fight is though. Do you? Do you remember
First
who?
fight is you fight against the what's his name?
Gorgon?
Yeah,
Is it just recreating their battle?
pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's for a second I couldn't remember because I'm like, I know that the next fight is the Robo Pippajuras, and then
Yeah, right
after that you have to fight Thundertross, and then after that you have to fight Giga Man and Thundertross together, and then there's like this like extra fight within that where you have to knock down a building.
You have to knock down the building while they're like trying to beat the heck out of you.
Which is like the dumbest thing I've ever seen because I just like punched the building like twice and it exploded and I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I hate that.
Really? Dude, oh my god.
Like, they were like no, what happened to me specifically, I don't know if it happened to you, but like Thundertross was being like abysmally annoying with the like Thunder Strike. They were just the computer was just spamming it constantly.
Tim was being bullied by the Thunder Boy. Yeah, no, they didn't. Thundertross didn't really do a lot. I just ran over and I like hit the building a couple of times, jumped, attacked it, and it like fell to pieces. And then like Gigaman standing there like, oh no! And then I won. That was it. But yeah, no, basically his story is like, yeah, we have to take revenge on the humans that put us in captivity and took over our mind. And that's like the whole thing until the very end when you like fall into the earth and you have to go fight this like crystal like thing.
Yeah, this what are they called? Forget.
It's called a Zyva.
Yeah, Zyva.
And like that fight was very, very annoying.
Oh really?
Yeah, I had a hard time with this fight.
I had no problems with that fight.
Yeah.
That fight was fucking easy.
Like I said, I think we were gonna have different problems.
Literally, like the guy just like mostly walked around.
Yeah, pretty much.
Hit him. Like Pippajuras is.
He's really stupid. Like really stupid good.
Like stupid good.
The problem is I didn't have a problem with the first phase. The second phase is when he gets like way faster, and then like anytime he hits you, you get knocked around like stupid, like a lot. As it is whenever they go like S mode or whatever it is.
S mode.
And it becomes a problem. Because you like the only thing you have to fight back is you're supposed to build this meter, which allows you to use like your ultimate move, which makes like a black hole, which like sucks him in and does a bunch of damage. And like you have to be able to hit him at some point. But if he's just like running you over the whole time, it's pretty difficult. That's my experience, at least. I don't know about you. You do what you're gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, Pippajuras has like so much range.
Yeah, pretty much. My favorite part of him was to just
charge
like
up X attack.
No, I just carpet bomb them. Do you know how to carpet bomb them?
Yeah.
It's like the block and then special, and it just like shoots a bunch of them.
You should use the block plus the regular, and that's like deflect.
The shield deflect, yeah.
Yeah.
Not as much as I should have. I just, whatever.
That's what I used. That's why the fight was so easy.
Yeah, and then so this is the first introduction to the Hollow Earth.
Hollow Earth, the Giga Core,
The Giga
where
Core.
all the Giga energy comes from.
Yeah. Um, and so who's the third one? Is it Wooly?
Yeah,
Oh,
Wooly.
we must have forgotten because at some point you do fight him.
Oh, yeah, you fight him as Pippagerus right before
Oh, that's
the,
right, because
you
you
jump
fight a
into
bunch of
Hollow Earth.
them at once, a bunch of like Yetis, and
Yeah,
then they like leave the area, and it you like leaves you with a hole, and then you're like, ooh,
jump in the hole.
power. I'm gonna jump in this hole, and you jump in the
Oh,
hole.
yeah,
Um,
I don't know if we explained the story of Pippagerus, but, uh, he's not he's not from Earth, he's an alien.
yeah,
He was sent there to get the Giga Core,
I
and that's
mean,
what
yeah,
he's
he's just a big alien. Like most of his story, like that's important. Obviously, it's an important reason as to why like the second half of his story exists. But like the majority of the fights are like, all right, we got to take revenge on the humans because fuck those humans. Like,
yeah,
so yeah,
because like, you also are trying to find your little beacon
right,
on the teleporter, which is the reason you know, are also doing that.
right. Um, but yeah, so Wooly is the Yeti that you fight a bunch of, and then it is like, I don't know about you, but that like the way they told this story is just so stupid, so
It's
funny,
so stupid, but so good.
so good. Like you said before, it's like a documentary. It's like a, here we see the Yeti in its like natural habitat. All right, and then it's gonna go do this thing, but instead of going to do this thing, it like goes into a town nearby and destroys everything. Oh no! And it's like, what are
An
you doing,
accident.
Wooly? Go back to the script. It's like, what?
Yeah,
Um, and like, yeah, I don't know. He was just walking around. I like basically, I don't even know. Is there really much of a story with Wooly? He just kind of like, he was just going around beating the crap out of each other, making friends with other different colored Woolies from various areas.
pretty much.
Um, and then I think the like at some point you get captured, and then the uh flower lady like breaks you out, but not
Well, not
because
really.
she
Well, not
wants to, but because like frick those humans.
her little minions were also trapped in like
Yeah.
a power generator or something. So she
And
was trying to
then
save them,
and then you
and then
gotta like punch her in the face.
you accidentally squish one because like
Of course you
Wooly's
do.
clumsy. So and then she gets mad at you.
Right. Um yeah, I think you fight I don't remember who you fight first, but I know you
Um,
fight Gorogong pretty early, if not second. Do you remember
I
who
don't
you
know.
fight first? I don't. So
I
anyway, are you checking?
think it might be Pippagerus.
Which would make sense because that's, you know, who fought who Pippagerus is the
Yeah,
first one to fight Wooly in his campaign. So then it would make sense that Wooly would fight Pippagerus in the mirror of what you did. And then you like go on your little quest, and then like you fight Gorgong, and then you fight like, I'm pretty sure you fight Thundertrust at some point, maybe Gigaman as well, and then like I'm like
yeah.
99% sure you have to fight Skorok, the snail.
The snail can go fuck itself.
Yeah, I hate that snail. Oh my
Um,
god.
although I didn't have very much trouble on him with Wooly.
Yeah, Wooly's stupid. Like, yeah.
Or no, actually, I think I did have trouble with Wooly. It was when I was the double battle between Skorok and um on the first one with Gorogong.
Oh, with Gorgong, yeah. Um, yeah. And I think you end up fighting against Zyva again as the final battle, as
Yeah,
Wooly's
it's
final
like a
battle.
few. It's like one of them, and then like a big one of him.
Yeah. And you like are like, oh no, Wooly is outmatched. The like commentator narrator person is like, oh no, like what are you gonna do? And then it's like, oh, all the other colored or all the other like variations of Wooly are coming to help. And like your super move in that fight is like all of them rolling around hitting Zyva, which is like so ridiculous. But I don't know, I loved it. I loved every second of it. It was so funny.
Yeah, it was good.
And let's see. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't remember if you play or you fight against another person.
Nope.
He doesn't really have too much
No,
like
that's
story.
like the end.
He's just like off having an adventure
Adventure in
uh
the Nintendo.
in the Nintendo. Dude, I can't. I'm talking weird today.
That's fine.
uh and then you just like go home. That's it. That's the whole story. He's just out for a walk, having a good time, doing whatever he feels like it, rolling around in a little snowball. And that's it. Done. And then the final campaign is, I'm sure, your favorite.
The mech one, obviously.
Yeah, Thundertross. Bam. Yeah, this one actually has like the most story because it's like human driven, which is like
basically
funny.
an anime.
Yeah, it's basically an anime, which is really funny to me because
Which
like
is funny because like it obviously because of Ultraman.
Yeah. Well, Ultraman and also like all of the other mechs. Like the number of mech animes out there is like an insane number. Like a lot of the early like 70s and 80s animes were predominantly like sci-fi mech stuff because why not? Like what else are you going to be fantasizing about? Big robots. Like what else are you going to do, you know?
Good shit, honestly.
And so I guess what it is like, oh no, kaiju are attacking, and your dad, the main character's name is Yuki. So Yuki's dad, like, oh, he gets like trapped under a beam in the lab. Oh no. And so Yuki's like, I'm gonna go help. And he jumps into the Thundertross and he like powers it up. And he's like, I didn't know that would work. And your dad's like, yeah, of course it would work. I made it so that all of my family members can power these robots. And it's like, oh, okay, that's weird, but you know, whatever, it's fine. And so like you jump out and you like fight people. I'm pretty sure the first fight is against Gorogong, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, look, we're going back full circle to like Gorogong versus Thundertross. So you do you remember this fight? Of course you do. And then Gigaman like shows up pretty early. I think you have to fight Pippajuras as well. And but it's like stupid easy because it's like you and Gigaman versus him.
Yeah.
You spend the majority of this campaign 2v1, which is like really pretty awkward because like they're all pretty easy.
Yeah. The only thing is I think of course you have to fight Skorak in the second to last one. And it's like it made Gigaman made it a little bit harder because he was just being annoying at like hitting the other thing, the Skorak away from you.
Yeah, I also had that experience.
Like, Gigaman, stop! I need him over here because like, I'm big and slow.
He doesn't really do a lot of damage, so no, it's like, doesn't. Dude, if you just settle down, I will be able to kill this guy, and then we can go home. But of course, we can't go home because we're I'm trying to think. Oh, like
you gotta what happens is the like boss or the coworker to your dad has recreated the Thundertross suit or mech suit.
Yeah.
And has kidnapped your dad to power it.
Right. Well, like this all happens,
and then he goes off to go find the or he like gets the teleporter that you see in the Pippajuras, and he uses it to summon more of the like rock things. What are they?
The Zyva or Ziva
and,
or whatever
like,
it is.
Then teleports to Hollow Earth.
Right. this is all while like you're on your second mission versus because the first mission is like in the past, right? And so you are like just accidentally going into Thundertross, and then you're like, oh, I'm gonna be the one piloting this from now on, and Dad, you can stay in the lab and develop things. You don't have to like be both people. I can do this now. And so like I think it's Pippagerus that comes out and is fighting, and you have to like go stop them because it's like your job.
Yeah.
So while you're doing that, that's when the evil doctor, who has shown up in like every other campaign except for maybe Woolies,
Yeah, I think so.
as a like antagonistic force of like, hey,
Of like the government,
yeah, like oh, it's a bad. I'm a bad man doing bad things. Look at me, like basically throughout the whole thing. He doesn't really even attempt to hide it. He looks like a bad guy.
He looks like a bad guy.
So, yes, and then that happens. He escapes with your dad and the everything basically, and so you have to like go chase him, and you have to like make your way through various terrains, including the jungle, and like Ultraman gets like
First, you have
yoinked.
to fight Skorak. Because
Yeah, I hate Skorak so much. Stupid
Skorak
freaking snail,
yeah.
dude. He can suck a toe. And we'll talk about that in the gameplay section. But yeah, and so you go through. You gotta like rescue Giga Man because he's like old and fat, and then you fight Skorak, and then you have to fight one other thing to find the hole in the ground that is the like.
No, you fight Skorak and then Skorak again.
You should fight him twice.
Yeah, he's like he gets power from Giga and becomes an S rank Skorak. I literally just I'm sorry.
Whatever.
I'm actually doing it as we speak.
Oh, okay.
So
all right, fair enough. Yeah. I just couldn't remember because I knew that it was like fairly short.
It was like a you knew it was 2 like battles.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember who it was. I'm like, do you fight somebody else? Like, is it Rohana again? Because like she's in the same general area. And then that pops you down into the Hollow Earth that Giga Man explains to you is like the origin of all the Giga power, which gives all the kaijus and him their power, and that's even the suit that he's wearing is powered by Giga energy, and like blah 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 blah. And so you confront the evil doctor who is riding in the big old mech suit, which is basically the exact same as what you're wearing,
thing, but bigger.
Yeah, it's like literally like the ending of the game in the single player mode is like you versus you. Who wins? And the answer is usually you, because that's the only answer that it could be. Gonna be honest, this fight can go fuck itself. All the other ones kind of had a not really like a huge issue with, but like this one, fuck this fight. And it's not even because the game crashed. It was just annoying, very annoying. I don't know what your experience was.
I lost to it once, and then like the second time I got hit once, and then like a cutscene triggered.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna ask because
like,
I lost twice plus the crash, and then the cutscene happened on the third one, and I'm like, am I meant to lose this? Like, what's happening here? Because like I was just getting my ass whooped. And then like because he would go into his S form, and then you are not in your S form, so you're just like you can't really like defend against his attacks. You just like your block gets broken, and then he's like way faster than you, way bigger than you. He has way longer reach. He hits you, and you get knocked across the entire arena. Like it's this whole like way outmatched when he has the power ups. And then like Giga Man is like, wait a minute, open your like power hatch in the back of your suit, and you're like, in the middle of combat, okay. And so you do, and he like shoots you, and then he like falls over.
Yeah,
he
gives you like the last of his Giga power, basically.
Yeah, he like falls over.
Because since the doctor is like sucking the Giga core power, it like reduces Giga Man. It like weakens him basically.
Yeah, it gives him Yeah, he's doing the big suck on the core because he's supposed to. The idea he said was like, I'm going to make all of the other kaiju giga monsters, like I'm gonna eradicate them by taking all of the energy into myself. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
And it's like,
okay,
"Oh, yeah, okay, let me just, like, destabilize this gigacore, which is the center of the Earth, and explode the
right,
Earth."
yeah,
AKA, basically what happens in Pippagerus, the end of Pippagerus is that's
brilliant.
like, what happens.
Yeah,
He, like,
smart.
teleports the whole planet to his, like, e his higher ranker people,
Hmm.
and
Yeah,
the whole planet's, like, destroyed, and it's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, great. Is this
yeah,
canon or
perfect.
not?"
Yeah, basically. Um, and so yeah, that happens. You power up from the shot, and you get bigger, and then you fight him, and you have an easy time of it because like he can no longer like throw you
Mhm.
around, and then like easy peasy, lemon squeezy, no problem. That's it. That's
Yeah,
the end of the game. You save the
that's the end.
world. Congratulations! Woo! Um, my comment about this is more. That was fun.
Yeah, more of the stories
Like
anyway.
like
I wanna know what happens with,
you got all
what's her
these
name? Plant
characters, right?
Lady.
Yeah, like give us a Skorak uh
Yes.
thing, give us a Rohana, give us a Rawa even, like give us like a Zyva. I don't care. Give us one of everything. There's a character in here that
Pretty
I
much.
never even
I
played against, which was Concrete.
That's a meme character for sure.
It is because it's a living
It's
building that
literally a
shows up
building.
whenever Giga Energy is the most concentrated. Um, it
I wonder if it's like a
trans
secret. No, it can't be. But it's
it's a
definitely a meme.
literally a joke on like King Kong climbing a skyscraper, but it
Yeah,
is the skyscraper,
it is the
which is
building, yeah.
really really funny. But like, what the hell, you know? Like,
Yeah.
give me everything.
Uh, yeah, I was expecting when I started this to be one of like, a story for each of the characters,
Yeah, but
but then I got 4 and I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess
yeah,
this
I
is
guess
fine."
it's fine. The uh, how long to beat when I searched it up, because as we do with most of these, so we can plan around it. Um, it says
Like,
that it will take around 3 hours, and this took me like less than two, even with all
yeah,
my restarts. Like, very short amount of time.
it took me, I think, less than 2 as well, something like that, I don't know.
I mean,
It's
unless there's a bunch
my
of
my
other
time
stuff,
now is gonna be skewed because, like,
because you're playing it right now.
because I'm playing it right now.
um, yeah, no, I mean, it's great. It's a great time. I would recommend. We're gonna have to
I would recommend it.
blitz through this gameplay section because
That's fine, I
I
mean, it's
am,
not hard,
yeah.
just, whack
Yeah, I mean, every character has its own like different moveset.
unique movesets. Yeah,
It's
you
not really
gotta
like, they all have the same buttons. It's not like, Street Fighter where you have different combos for each character where you have to be like up down left right A B start and then you win the game. It's like, no, you gotta
no, you
it's like,
they do have the same buttons. There is a few combos that you can do, like, combinations of buttons, or, like, buttons,
of like
like,
skill,
attacks in
like
the air.
abilities. Yeah,
Yeah, but each character has, like, stuff that they do things differently when those attacks, like, each of their specials are different,
yeah.
each of their
Basic
regular attacks
attacks,
are
and then you
different.
can charge it each attack, which is like charge the attack,
Yeah,
charge the special, and then you can
each
block. But then you can
each block
block
attack is
attack,
different.
block special attack, and then
Like,
um
um
you could do a like
like
a
Gorogong, his block attack is like he spins, but Wooly's block attack is actually a counter.
yeah, it's like a like if you ever played Smash Brothers and you played like one of the Fire Emblem characters like Martha Roy and they do their like shing and then you hit them, they counterattack you and it does a bunch of damage. That's
Mhm.
Wooly's attack, except he bounces against the wall behind him and hits you for double the damage. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's
I
funny. It's
enjoyed
good.
it. It's
It's also
impossible to
very
get
hard. It
the
was. It's
yeah.
very hard to get the timing, but
It's impossible to
whatever.
get the bots to actually hit it because they're like they don't attack with any regularity. They do whatever they want whenever they want. It doesn't matter.
Pretty
Like
much.
they're gonna hit you when they feel like it. And so like because basically every attack in this game has a wind up, you can't just like throw it out there and expect to hit like
Yeah.
it, unless the person is like coming right for you with like a super telegraphed charge, like the
Hmm.
Thundertross like charge special.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, where he rushes across the entire screen.
Hmm.
Yeah. Unless it's something like that where they're like coming at you. Um, but yeah, I mean, like everything in this game, gameplay wise, I feel like we've pretty much gone over it. You know, you break the
Yeah.
buildings, you can grab
You
like
can pick up
pillars
buildings.
from
You can
broken
grab other
buildings.
kaijus. Yeah, there's like a light object and a heavy object.
Yeah,
Light object gets thrown directly forward. Heavy objects get arc thrown,
yeah.
and they like kind of explode.
There are some
Um,
maps that have like damaging like not buildings but
oh,
like
like
effects,
terrain.
like terrain,
Yeah,
yeah. Like in the town, in the city, there's one where like a giant gas tank will just fucking explode after a few seconds if
yeah,
you hit it,
it's true. If you hit it, it'll explode. Yep.
and it like destroys your health bar if you get hit by it, which I
Yeah.
didn't, but I made a an enemy get hit by it.
Yep.
And that was a good time. And then there's like spikes where you can like throw enemies into the spikes and they'll just
And
like
they like
stick.
stick to them, and you can
Yeah,
beat them up.
yeah. There was the
Um,
one level with Wooly where with the like generator that was just this big electrical storm thing, and
yeah, you have to hit. You had to hit for like a secondary objective. You had to hit Rahana into it, and
yeah, for like
it would like
more
shock her
damage,
and stun her.
right? um yeah, I guess there isn't a whole lot about to talk about the gameplay.
No,
I put it
not.
last because I figured we'd talk about it more, but
There's not much.
um
It's as you would guess a fighting game.
yeah,
You beat each other up.
it's a really solid brawler. I
It
like
is
we were talking about it before
like
the podcast, and like honestly, I might have to go back and like try out some of the online play because like it seems fun. It seems like I mean, obviously we're gonna like match with our first person and get absolutely shit on, but
I
like
mean,
you
we can
know,
make a private room.
yeah. But like even if
Thing.
if we were playing against like other people, I'm just saying like we
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
lose
yeah.
really hard because people with fighting games. I'm not a fighting game player. I used to be when I was a young child, and by that I mean like I press jump attack. um,
I wasn't that big of a fighting game fan
yeah,
except for Smash Bros. But
Smash
I guess that's
Brothers
all
is
we
about
had.
it.
That's really all I had though.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
like like Street Fighter, nah, no thanks.
yeah, we had like Street Fighter on the Super Nintendo. There was always like Tekken or um Mortal Kombat. Well, I guess not a lot of Mortal Kombat. A lot of Tekken.
I think Mortal
Um,
Kombat was probably too violent for us to have.
yeah, fatalities and whatnot.
Yeah.
What else? What's the other one that our sister always played that ended up on the GameCube that had like Link and like
Oh, Soul Calibur?
oh yes, Soul Calibur was the other game that we had and never really played because none of us really liked fighting games, but we had one. We played it every once in a while.
Yeah.
A deep dive here. There's a game on the GameCube PS2 era called Bloody Roar. I don't know if
Hmm.
you ever played that, but I played the
I didn't.
crap out of it. It was a
I did not
game
play that.
where everybody was like a normal fighter half the time, but then like if you got enough power, you could like evolve into like anthropomorphic animals and like beat the shit out of each other with as like humanoid wolves, or like sometimes not even humanoid. You just be straight up a fucking like a penguin, like like not even human
Weird.
size, just like a regular sized penguin, and you just beat the shit out of another person as a penguin. Good
That's
game.
funny.
But yeah, no, never was really a fighting game person. But this game, I'm starting to warm up to a lot of like
I mean,
arena brawlers.
also, you can't go wrong with kaijus beating each other up, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, big explosion, monster noises. What
Big
can
monster
happen?
hit other big monster.
Um, it kind of gives me it kind of gives me battle right vibes a little. So I
Right.
always like battle right, and so
Battle Right's always good.
it's nice to have something that kind of resembles it just a little. But
Just a little, yeah.
yeah, I don't have anything else.
No, I don't have anything else either.
This game's really good. I think you should go try it if you don't want
Yeah,
to. If
it's
you have it in
definitely
your, if you have it in your Epic Games store, or like you got it for free like we did,
yeah.
I would suggest giving it a try. It'll take you under 2 hours to beat it. Most likely,
Mhm.
it's pretty easy. It's very
And
fun.
then play it with your friends.
Yeah, I
'Cause,
mean,
like,
or don't. Honestly, whatever.
yeah, whatever you wanna do, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10
Yeah,
myself.
I'm gonna say 9.
Okay, cool.
It was very good, I liked it.
Yeah. All right. Well, our next game for next week is gonna be Cat Quest, right?
Cat Quest,
Cat
the
Quest
first one.
1. So tune in for that.
Alright.
It's gonna be a good time. So, all right. Thank you so
Yep.
much for listening, and we'll
Thank
see you
you.
next week. Have a good one.
Yep, bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.